Hello, it's Rena Wells, and it is July 17th, and I'm just going to try something new and try recording my voice instead of videotaping myself. I find I get too caught up with the camera, making sure I'm looking okay, and, I enjoy playing my ego that way. So I decided to record myself. While I'm out here, I am having a cigarette. You don't hear many spiritual people or teachers say that. I'm just going to have a cigarette. But I'm authentic, and how you see me in my videos and how you see me on Facebook is basically how I am. It is actually who I am in person if you were to see me face to face. I speak the same, and I hope the voice recordings will come out much more clear than my videos. I find you do better if I'm less distracted, and I find looking at myself distracting. So you can take that as ego or whatever you like to take it. I'm just being quite honest with how I feel and what's coming through. I wanted to talk a little bit about compassion today, and the linkage of the energy ties between other people on Earth, and exactly where we're lacking in that respect. We can say we love other people because we can understand them on, a certain place. You can understand them on a physical level. They're another human being. I can understand that person because they're also a human being. They have 2 arms, 2 legs. They have a heartbeat. They have flesh. You cut them, do they not bleed? Yes, I can understand that. And we can all understand that. But the connection that we're looking for in other people, and what we're looking for is when we truly want to connect to the Namaste. The Namaste is the recognizing somebody's soul. And it's not recognizing their soul. That will just hinder more separation. You can acknowledge their soul and take that for what it is. You don't have to avoid that. However, looking at somebody's soul is to see yourself in them. And when you can do that, you can honor the oneness. And this is a very difficult task. This is really truly seeing the interconnectedness of all the human beings on this planet and every life force on this planet, not just humans. There's also the animal planet. There's also the plant consciousness. There's consciousness all around us. And so when I say namaste, it is because I am seeing myself through you, and you are doing the same. It is to let go of that form of identification that we have for ourselves that depict that this is who we are on this planet. It is an identification of the ego that is the hardest and, the most awesome journey to take when breaking that wall down, because you see so much more clear. And so when I say the identification of my space and who you are, that if you're sitting here looking at yourself and who you are, it's a very closed space. There's no expansion in that. And what is the universe? The universe is always ever expanding. So that's quite a very narrow-minded perspective, is your perspective. Once we can open our hearts and to find that same spark, you see life force in somebody else. That is your life force. Connect to that life force and see through them into their hearts. And see and hear and feel everything that they're saying to you in that moment. And see how it resonates with you, because somewhere within you it will resonate. If you can get by defensiveness, because as soon as you hear someone's opinion and you get defensive, is immediately ego. There is no reason to be defensive on this planet. There's no such thing as suffering. We were in the Garden of Eden. We are in the Garden of Eden. It's just that we are unconscious of it. Everything is here for our abundance. And so anything that is of not abundance is of lack, which is not owning your God self, which is not owning yourself authentically, which is not owning the Creator within you. And so I tell you, changing and looking through the perspectives of others, you will then see through them and through their eyes, and you will see like God sees through everybody in this manifestation, as we are all one. And when you start to see those linkages, between other people's souls. You will see yourself in so many different souls. You will then start to see yourself in the trees and the plants and the birds and the animals. And this is where your shift of consciousness will happen, even on a much deeper level, because that is part of owning your God self. Your splinter of your holographic projection on this planet, because this is just a movie. This is the screen. Earth is the screen. And there is a projector coming through your eyes, and you're watching the movie. So the compassion comes from that interconnectedness with somebody's soul, somebody's life force. You can do it with the plants, you can do it with the trees, you can do it with the bugs, you can do it with your children. You know, everything is that deeply interconnected. And so when you start to see yourself through people, you'll start to notice that shifting that starts to happen inside of you. It brings up a deep consciousness. The defensive walls will fall away. There's no reason to get angry or defensive. If somebody says something to me and I get a little defensive, I'll be like, okay, hold on. You know, that's coming up. That's coming up for me. Why am I getting defensive? Why is that rubbing me the wrong way? I'm going to stop and look at it. And then if you can then take it and look at the other person's eyes and understand their perspective, you may not have to agree with it, but you can understand it. You could then take it back into your vibration and hold their perspective into your vibration to understand it better. Because that's also yourself expressing through another body. It's just a mirror. Everybody is a mirror. So it's an aspect of yourself that you need to take that information in, hold it in, and then see if you can feel it within you. You may have to hold it in for a few days. You may hold it in for a year. Who knows? You could hold it in for a long time. It is a seed that plants. So then the awareness will come through so that whatever you were not seeing through the other person, as your God self incarnate, as we are all one, and that life force is the same, and being able to see through their eyes, and not being able to understand that deep within your own self of body, that's what causes the separation. Seeing the greater perspective will then grow more compassion and love and connectedness to other people, because you will definitely see yourself mirrored back. And that's the miracle of this place. So I hope that came through okay. I feel like I'm in a much better flow place when I'm not looking at the camera. Namaste. I hope that brought some type of, awareness or understanding, or even more questions. And feel free to post things onto my wall. Feel free to, even, post not even just questions, statements, things of your path, things on your journey, your awareness. I would love to hear your comments. Thank you, and we will talk again soon.